2, 1. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our CGTN live stream on the Mid-Autumn Festival at the Yuan Park in Beijing. I'm Zhao Wenjing.
And I'm Omar, and a big thank you for everyone who's joining us tonight. Wish everybody who's tuned in a happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
Happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
Just some information if you guys are watching. You can catch us live on 5 different platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, CGTN, YouTube, and of course the CGTN app. And just before we continue, today's a bit special. We're going to be going across different parts of China to show how different people from different regions of the country celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. So it's going to be a bit of a longer broadcast today, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, so please stay tuned. But I think we owe the viewers a bit of an explanation with what we're wearing.
Okay.
Take it away.
Well, as you can see, that we're wearing a different kind of clothes. This is the Han people clothing. Well, this clothing that is specially created by the Han people. That Han people makes up almost the largest majority of the Chinese people. Well, they also created most of the Chinese cultures and traditions.
So a lot of the tradition in China, a lot of that culture is attributed to the Han people,
right,
including these wonderful cloaks we're wearing.
Right.
There's a bit of difference. You're the woman, I'm the man. That works out, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so I think we can get started. Let's just dive into some of the features and the origins of the Mid-Autumn Festival. I know for myself, although I've been in China for quite some time, sometimes that could be confusing. People may not understand certain celebrations. They're not the same around the world. So why don't we get into some of the features of the festival?
Yes, as we can see that this clothes is about tradition, and today is also all about tradition. Well, today is the Mid-Autumn Festival, and it is on the 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar calendar in China.
Right on, yeah.
Right, and when the full is fullest, roundest, and the brightest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Chinese culture, when the moon becomes the fullest, it means all good things like prosperity, like happiness, like family reunion.
Right.
Yeah, and the Mid-Autumn Festival is all about mainly about 3 elements.
Okay.
Yeah, about a gathering, about Thanksgiving, and about praying.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a bit more about the praying aspect of it?
Right. Speaking of praying, there is actually a very interesting anecdote about this praying part.
Okay.
There, a long time ago, there is a girl named Wu Yan.
Right.
Yeah, she is selected as one of the emperor's concubines.
Yeah.
Well, this happens a long time ago. The warring states of China, which is dated back to almost 2,000 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. So, but although she's ugly, but she's selected into the palace because of her superior morality.
Okay.
Yeah, but
a high moral individual.
Yeah, but the emperor doesn't favor her because of her appearance. But one day at the August 15th, when the moon is the fullest, she was praying in the garden.
Okay.
And at that time, the emperor is touring the garden and he saw her.
He saw. Okay, so that.
Well, so ding, he fell in love with her. Because,
so it's a story of morality and love?
Yes, because he finds she suddenly turns beautiful under the moonlight. Yeah, so from that time on, women and girls have preserved this tradition of praying to the moon for beauty.
That's a very in-depth textbook explanation of the praying part.
Right.
We were talking about this before, so there's another feature of it, which is Thanksgiving, and we can combine actually the family reunion aspect of that.
Yeah, so speaking of Thanksgiving, I know there's Thanksgiving Day in Western countries, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving does exist.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're going to... Is there similarities?
Yes, so how do you spend Thanksgiving?
So first off, to any American and Canadian friends, yes, we do celebrate Thanksgiving on 2 different days. But I think overall, it really comes down to the basic human features of we get together with family, there's a reunion, be it once a year, twice a year, and you celebrate maybe around a table with some delicious food. And I think from what I've seen here in China over my past few years, that feature is also similar, that people get together, it's about spending time. It may not be so much about those traditional values of celebrating a festival and going back in ancient times, but it's still about getting together with the people that matter, with family.
This is really matters.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Right.
So the last and third feature, where are we going with that? There's family, praying. Was a reunion
And Thanksgiving.
and Thanksgiving. Yeah, so
Right.
that's a similar feature. Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So speaking of gathering, well, this day, well, if you are not with your families or friends, you feel especially homesick because you're alone while seeing others getting family reunions, right?
Are you homesick? Because you're not from Beijing.
Yes, I am also homesick.
You're feeling a bit
my
homesick.
family is at the very northeast part of China.
Oh, I don't think that's too far, but for me,
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the world, and we were talking about.
Right. Yeah, right. Do you feel homesick?
Like I said, we've talked about this, and I think I feel homesick when I see my family getting together.
Yeah.
So I understand your kind of point of view that
Yeah.
right now is the time your family's probably getting together. They're having an amazing meal, and there's one chair. No, and you're not there. Wenjing is not there. It's an empty chair, and you're not there.
Much. You know, this homesick is a very trigger of some very beautiful creations of poems.
Okay.
Well, there is one lyric that called in Chinese that 月是故乡明, which means that only the moon in my hometown is the brightest.
So that's where you are.
Yes.
It's where you're from, I should say. It's your
Yes,
hometown.
yes.
And that's where all the happiness comes
Right.
from, the good luck, I could say, the prosperity.
Yes.
But if you're away from home, there's that sense of sadness. And just to describe to the viewers, we're walking through the middle of Yuetan Park.
Yeah, that's maybe a lantern corridor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the name we gave to it, the Lantern Corridor. We were going to come through here. And just a bit of information about the Moon Park, or Yuetan Gongyuan in Chinese. There's four imperial, of course, we're going back way back in time. There's four traditional palaces in Beijing, which have all now been turned into public parks.
Right.
So what are the cardinal sort of values they represent? What are the four
Well,
representations?
Speaking this Yuetan Park, well, the name of this Yuetan Park mainly means the Temple of the Moon. Well, this is a sacrifice where the emperor makes sacrifice to the nature, to the moon. And there are also other three part of the world, part of the sacrifice places,
Yeah.
including the Temple of the Sun, Temple of the Heaven, and Temple of the Earth. Well, they are all represents of the people that they give their reverence to the nature.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's what I noticed when I was looking into this. There's always that sort of connection with nature,
Yes.
with giving back to some sort of mythological gods or some stories,
yes,
something like that.
Yes, and the four temples, they're located in four different directions in Beijing city.
Yeah.
Yeah, which are in perfect symmetry.
Yes, those are the
this
cardinal
also
directions.
connects to some kind of feng shui, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've gone over the history. We've gone over some of the origins. We've gone over where we are.
Yeah.
Now we're coming up on some
Yeah.
lanterns.
Look at these lanterns behind
And
us.
like, just to give some background info to our viewers, I've been here most of the day. We did a story in the morning. There was a lot of activities for kids, for families, and you really kind of saw that. People getting together, taking advantage of spending time together. But right now, I think I'm getting a little bit hungry. I think we should get to the main part,
Yeah.
which is such a traditional part
Because
of Mid-Autumn Festival.
Right, because you can't spell the Mid-Autumn Festival without mooncakes, right?
Right.
Yeah. Let's have some taste of the mooncake.
Let's try out some
from our
mooncakes.
assistant, right?
Okay, here, I'll
Yeah.
help you out. So we got two
Okay,
mooncakes
sure.
here.
Yeah.
One looks a bit bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
So let's
open
let's
it,
jump
check
into
out.
this. Bear with me here. I'm gonna give you that if you could help me out with that.
Okay.
Take this right here. Bill, what flavor do you got over there?
Let's see. Oh, it's written on the top of the mooncake because you can't tell what the filling is, so they write the filling on the top.
And speaking of these mooncakes,
Oh, this
place-
is egg yolk.
that's the one I like, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you this one, so it's gonna work out
Yeah, we'll
perfectly.
change. Yeah.
And there you go.
Oh, this is of hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Okay. So just talking about the mooncakes, I kind of took a mooncake class. Mooncake class.
Okay.
Earlier this week, I should say. And there's so many different types and varieties. So in South China, you have
Yes.
ones that are filled with meat and they're sort of pastry styled.
Yes.
And then in North China, they're more sweet and different kind of bean paste curds. What is your favorite kind?
Well, my favorite kind I think is 5 kernel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's made of nuts, different kinds of nuts, including walnut and sunflower seed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the
and
egg yolk.
sesame. Yeah, and egg yolk is my second favorite.
It's mine today. I think let's give it a mooncake cheers.
Okay. Cheers.
In Chinese, ganbei.
And happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
Happy Mid-Autumn Festival to everyone
And
watching.
to you all. Oh.
Rich, very filling, a bit of sweetness in there. let's finish this.
It is typical hawthorn.
Have you ever made a mooncake before? No?
No, not yet.
This is hard to chew. Apologies to everyone watching. Trying to get this down. A glass of water would help, but delicious. But if you go across different parts of China, you'll see in the south you have meat. In the north you'll have sweet flavored, and on the east coast you also have that pastry, flaky style mooncake. And it's a big tradition of mooncakes. You exchange them almost. It's between family members and even with people doing business.
Right.
It's kind of like there's a sense
They
that
present each other as a gift.
if I'm doing business with another company around this time of year, it's kind of this sort of gift you give out to people.
Right.
And that kind of outlines the festival. Now there's one more, not one more, there's plenty to Mid-Autumn Festival. But there's a few mythical creatures involved. And we can briefly go, there's Chang'e,
Right.
and there's her rabbit god. So if you could tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, for that, I'll leave it to our next reporter, Tao Yuan in Sichuan province. Well, she will cover the story on Chang'e and the rabbit guy. So I'll leave you a suspense here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will tell you another one of how the Mid-Autumn Festival is created.
What's the origin, the true origin?
The true origin. Speaking of this, Zhao Wenjing is the first emperor of the Ming Dynasty. Well, he is not very happy with the government of the Yuan Dynasty, which is governed by the Mongolians.
Right.
Yeah, and so they have plotted this rebellion, and they are closely watched. So it's very hard to pass on messages to each other. So they have this idea to write it on the note, and they had this note in the mooncakes.
So they would
they
would create these mooncakes, stuff a note into it, and that was their secretive way of communicating. So
when the rebellion went success, people has commemorated this event as a Mid-Autumn Festival, and eat mooncakes ever since.
That was the meal people would have. It's not so much a meal though; it's more of like a dessert, and from my understanding, it's become more of a treat.
Yes.
It's not so much; it doesn't make up the whole meal. Of course, you could eat a lot of them; and it'd be very filling. But that's an interesting story that it was turned into a sort of military battle way, and now we eat it with happiness and with peace, and it's fantastic.
Right.
And just one thing to add: so people will think of mooncake. Why? What's the significance of the moon? And I asked that question to several people today when I was here in the morning.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about, the moon completes sort of happiness. It's a circle of being happy and
because in Chinese culture the full moon just represents everything, including completeness and happiness and reunion.
Right on.
Yeah, beauty, good fortune. As we can see,
and we're approaching
there is a model of a full moon and a rabbit.
Let's get up close. Okay. All right, so we're again, like I said, in the middle of Yuetan Park. We've got kids, families here checking out the sort of blown up moon and rabbit. I don't think we'll have enough time to talk about the goddess and the rabbit.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much from whatever platform you've been watching us. Thank you for joining us. And for now, we're going to pass it on to Tao Yuan, who's in Chengdu City, to continue our live stream. Thanks.
Welcome to CGTN. Welcome to my turf. A little bit about our location right now. We're located in an ancient town called Pingle, right outside of Chengdu City, which is the provincial capital of China's southwest Sichuan province. I'm Tao Yuan, and this is my new friend, Mr. Yang Rui, whom I just met today and invited to join our show. Can you first of all tell us a little bit about yourself, Yang Rui? 介绍一下你自己。
大家好，我叫杨瑞，我是一名平乐本地人，谢谢。
Okay, so Yang Rui was just telling us that he's from this Pingle town. 给我们介绍一下你的故乡呗。I'm asking him to tell us a little bit about his hometown.
我认为我的故乡是一个非常美丽的小镇，可能是因为从小在这里长大，然后看着平乐古镇的一些变化，从以前到现在所有的一些变化，而且我认为平乐人民很朴实。喜欢辛勤的劳动，所以我很爱这里，把它当成自己的家。
He's saying that he loves his hometown because he thinks it's a very beautiful little town. But earlier you were also telling me how you feel like this is a very laid back, very relaxed area. 之前你还说过，就是这边是一个很休闲的、很舒服的一个小镇。
哎，对，因为那个时候毕竟还小嘛，反正每天就看着大人们在，就比如说就像这个河边喝茶呀、打牌呀、乘凉呀这种，然后以前甚至还有很多可以下河游泳这种，但是现在慢慢就是人们开始，就是这个平乐已经开始发展起来了，就是来玩的人有很多了，所以现在平乐每一个人他都开始在工作，就这种。
Well, Yang Rui was telling me that when he was a little boy, he used to swim in these rivers and just watch the adults do their work. But right now, he feels like his hometown is slowly changing because the pace of the society is getting faster, and he's seeing many people working, many people getting busy just for their dreams, for their whatever they want to do. Well, Yang Rui is a musician. He actually participated in a talent show here in Pingle, ancient town, last year, and that very same talent show is going to enter into its second season this October during the national holidays. So definitely a very interesting little town, which we're gonna get to know this little town a little more a little bit down the line during this live stream. But today is Mid-Autumn Festival, as my colleague Omar and Wenjing just told you earlier. Traditionally, this is a holiday when families would get together. They would go out to appreciate the moon. They would get together to eat mooncakes. Slowly, though, that tradition is changing, and people are getting out into towns like Pingle just to enjoy life and get a little bit of just generally enjoy themselves, get a little bit of food, wine, and a lot to expect here, right? So, 杨瑞有一首歌啊，说到中秋了，就是有一首歌就是明月几时有那首歌。
哦，知道。
I'm asking him if he knows about a song. Well, he definitely does, because it's a very famous song in China. Adapted from a verse written hundreds of years ago called 明月几时有. It's a song about the Mid-Autumn Festival. 你可以给我弹一下吗? I'm asking him if he can play it for me.
可以，没问题。但是这个您得唱。
我唱。
可以，没问题。
He says he can play it for me, but I have to sing along. Okay, here we go then. Deal. If I can remember the words. 把酒问青天，不知天上宫阙，今夕是何年？我欲乘风归去，唯恐琼楼玉宇，高处不胜寒，起舞弄清意，何似在人间。Thank you so much. That was a beautiful song. I think I did well. 我觉得我唱的还不错吧？
非常好，比我唱的好。
I just couldn't resist the temptation to translate the lyrics for you because, as I said before, it's a song that was adapted from a very ancient verse. There's no way I can remember the words in English, but I just want to read out the translation for you because it's so beautiful. It says, "How long will the full moon appear? Wine cup in hand, I ask the sky. I do not know what time of the year this would be tonight in the palace on high." And here's my favorite part. Men have sorrow and joy. They part or meet again. The moon is bright or dim, and she may wax or wane. There has been nothing perfect since the olden days. So let us wish that man will live as long as he can, though miles apart, will share the beauty she displays. So beautiful song, beautiful verse, beautiful place. We are now located out just about 1 hour's drive outside of a city called Chengdu, which is the provincial capital of Sichuan province. If you don't know where that is, think of panda and hot pot and just great food in general. It's probably a bit unfair and unneutral for me to say this since I've been here in this city for more than 2 years now and I love this city, but I think many of you out there who have been to this place will agree with me when I say when it comes to leisurely activities, this is like one of the best cities in China when it comes to leisurely activities, food, and just interesting things in life. In fact, the slogan, the motto of this little town of Pingle is to invite you to create and enjoy the beauty of life. Love that slogan, right? So I think our boat is approaching the bank. And we're seeing a lot of beautiful lanterns out there. We're going to get there and check out what's really going on. But yes, Chengdu City has got more than 2,500 years of history. So it's very rich in culture, but it's also very modern and developed. More and more foreigners outside of China are coming to this city because it's got a lot of traditional Chinese characteristics and culture, and like I said before, a very laid-back lifestyle. And I think this is the bank where we need to get off the boat. Let me just first of all take off my safety vest. 脱一下救生衣啊。好，谢谢谢谢。All right， 走，谢谢。As we get off the boat, we're definitely, like I promised before, get a little bit of a taste of this little ancient town. But first of all, I just want to thank Mr. Yang Rui for joining our show. 谢谢你参加我们的直播节目。好，谢谢。好，中秋快乐。中秋快乐。谢谢。And we're seeing other boats are also floating on the river. As I said before, traditionally, this is a holiday where families would get together. So I would assume that these boats are taking families on a tour on this river. So I just want to say happy Mid-Autumn Festival to them. Not sure if they can listen, they can hear. 哎，听得见吗？哎 Seems like we're too far away. 哎，中秋快乐 Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Friendly people here in Sichuan, I tell you. You're probably wondering what these are. I think these are called river lanterns. The flames on some of them are going out. Most of them are going out though. But traditionally in China, this is in China my cameraman's telling me that there's something interesting going on up ahead. Hello! They're still saying hi to us. Hello! 中秋快乐! All right, yeah, I see what's going on there. I think people are putting out river lanterns there. Let's go check it out. Hey. Wow. River lanterns. Traditionally in China, this is how people would extend well wishes. You're dressing in hanfu. She's wearing hanfu, which is a very traditional Chinese costume. Tell us what you're doing here. 在这干嘛呢？
放河灯。
放河灯是什么含义？
因为为家人祈福。对，
She says she's putting out these river lanterns or water lanterns, whatever they're called, to extend their well wishes for their family. 谢谢你哈，谢谢。Interesting. We have a lot of grounds to cover. Taiwan, we must go. This way, right? This way? This way. I lost my way. Very short on time. Let me just run a little bit and try not to trip. Yes, so Mid-Autumn Festival is less and less about families getting together and more just about just generally enjoying your life. We're seeing a lot of kiosks here. I told you a lot about this place called Chengdu in southwest China, Sichuan province. Very rich in culture. Wow, we're seeing, I think this is Qiang embroidery. Qiang, it's a Chinese ethnic minority. Wow, this is so beautiful. 哪位大姐，哪位能给我们介绍一下这些吗？ 这绣的是什么？我看看。
钱包，
哇哦，
然后
这个鞋是都是手工的吗？
都是手工绣的。
Wow, these are all handmade embroidery. These are shoes for women, and these are for men.
天上那个云。
These patterns represent the clouds in the sky, and these are, I guess, flowers. 这个是花是吧？Yeah, these are flowers. Very beautiful colors. Thank you so much. 谢谢。All right. A show is going on there if you can hear the noise. Wow. Seems like everybody in this region came out. Such a bustling atmosphere. That looks nice. 去那儿看看，去那儿，这个是什么呀？大哥，不好意思，可以打扰一下吗？ Can we just interrupt for a moment? 大哥，这个是什么呀？
这个是羊皮鼓。
羊皮鼓。
羊皮。
These are sheepskin drums. 这您也是羌族的。
羌族的。
They're also from the Qiang minority.
原生态的羊皮鼓。
这个就是你们的舞蹈。这个是什么时间跳的？
这个是在丰收喜庆的时候和节庆欢乐过节的时候有个喜庆的舞蹈。
So this man is telling me that this is traditional Qiang dance, and it's done on every harvest season or every festive occasion. I've never seen this before. 谢谢哈大哥，谢谢。Okay, we need to move on if we can because this place is really crowded. Such a great atmosphere. What is this? A lot of people seem to be. Okay, a lot of people seem to be gathering here. Let's just check out what these are. 这个是什么呀，大姐？大姐，哪位可以给我介绍一下这个是什么吗？我们是中央电视台中国国际电视台的。We're from CCTV and CGTN. Can somebody tell us what these are? 这位大姐。
我记得华美竹编。这是华美竹编。
竹编。So this is bamboo over porcelain. So you can see the porcelain ware here, and it's got a bamboo coat outside of it. 您这个是正在做是吗？我天哪，这个东西好细呀！老罗 ，Can we just have a close up？ 可以 zoom in 一下，看看这个有多细。Look how thin this filament is. It's almost as thin as a strand of hair. 跟头发丝一样细了哇！这个也是我们当地的特色吗？
对，这是我们四川那个就是文化遗产的那个特色。
This woman is telling me that this is an intangible cultural heritage of Sichuan. It should be. It looks very difficult. 这个难吗，大姐？这个难做吗？
这个也是很难做的。对。
你练了多少年了？
我有20年了。
Wow, she's been doing this for more than 20 years. Wow. 这个会断吗？
这个有的时候会断，有时候不会。
So I guess it's a cultural heritage of Sichuan also because of the weather here. It's very humid here. I guess 谢谢大姐哈，谢谢 ，Thank you. So I guess if they can't do it anywhere else because they need very humid weather, or else the filaments would be even harder to break. And this is certainly one of the most crowded areas in this ancient town right now. I think a show is going on. I saw the program earlier, and it's a lot of traditional arts and folk performances. If we get really lucky, I just want to go check out what's the next performance. Wow, just see how many people are here. We were actually a little worried that people might not show up today because this is the last day of the Mid-Autumn Festival holiday. People typically get 3 days off for this holiday, but look at this place, it's still packed. 小朋友，你知道今天是什么节日吗？
中秋节。
I'm asking if you know what day is today. 中秋节要干什么呀？
吃月饼。
He says we need to eat mooncakes for the Mid-Autumn Festival. It looks like a show is about to begin.
在我们的川西民俗大观园景区，有国家级非物质文化遗产之一的。
Another. I'm just translating what the hosts are saying. Seems like another intangible cultural heritage performance. 竹麻号子. So literal translation is bamboo work song.
竹麻号子，这首流行于千年的劳动号子。
It's a.
伴随着勤劳的
It's a.
平洛人民。
I'm just translating the introduction here. It's a labor work song to.
曾经见证了
typically sung during a paper making process because this region has a lot of bamboo. It's very rich in bamboo resources. So this is a very traditionally this place is a traditionally paper making town. And this is when workers would when workers would sing this song when they tried to crush the bamboo to make pulp. It's a national level intangible heritage and one of the few intangible heritages which feature song and dance. So I'm just going to stop talking for about a minute and let you just take in what's going on stage.
传奇流水长，四川纸卷半平洛，千古大志方。这首歌谣就是对当年平洛造纸业繁荣景象的真实写照。由于平洛古镇遍地纸坊。
All right, that was a bamboo song. I'm not even sure if this translation is correct, but it's basically when workers would sing this song when they tried to crush the bamboo to make pulp for paper making process. So, like I said before, Mid-Autumn Festival is about families getting together, enjoy great food, eat mooncakes, and appreciate the moon. Unfortunately, we're located in the Sichuan Basin. Because it's a basin, it's very hard for the fog to dissipate, so rarely do you see moons on the sky. But it's got great food. I mean, Sichuan province is a home for great food, and we're seeing lots of restaurants and tea houses here. I'm just gonna try and see if we can... Just going to, yes. So we're seeing, can we just pan the camera and see? Yes. So we're seeing a lot of families and friends getting together to just enjoy this night because I said Sichuan province is actually China's food capital. So 中秋快乐! 中秋快乐! We're seeing a lot of families. Can we just talk to you guys for a second? Where are you from?
Germany.
Germany. And I'm local here. You're local. And this is your boyfriend. Is this your first Mid-Autumn Festival celebration in China?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you know anything about it?
It's about the full moon of the lunar calendar.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much about it. I got a vibe that it's about spending time with family and friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Are you though?
I am. Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying myself.
Great. Do you like Chengdu? I'm seeing your shirt here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Chengdu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
About a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're enjoying tonight. That's the most important thing, right? Being together with your girlfriend. Well, thank you. Happy Mid-Autumn Festival. And we're just going to talk to one last person before we wrap up. 你们好，可以问几个问题吗？ Hello. 你们两个也是情侣在这边吃饭吗？
啊，对，他是我男朋友。
Girlfriend， 怎么你是本地人吗？
我不是本地人，家住云南，然后现在是居住在邛崃。今天恰好听说平乐古镇举办中秋的一个联欢会活动，所以我们就过来玩了。
She's actually not from here. She's from a nearby province called Yunnan. But her boyfriend is from 男朋友是这里人，对吧？ Her boyfriend is from here, so they're just coming here tonight to enjoy, to take in the atmosphere, have some great food. 怎么没有回家看看家里的父母呢？
因为工作的原因，那个时间比较短，所以就没能回家。但是也很思念自己的家乡的人。然后在此呢，也遥祝我们的父母中秋节快乐，祝大家中秋节快乐。
She said she misses her parents back in her hometown, but because of work, she can't really go home. And now she wants to take this opportunity to wish her parents a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Well, thank you so much for joining our show. 谢谢，谢谢。
跟我们一起吃呗。
She's inviting us to join them for dinner. So without further ado, I'm going to take that invite. And that's all from us in Chengdu. My colleague Huiao will be live for you in Meizhou City, so a lot to expect.
So thanks my colleague Tao Yuan from Sichuan, and I'm here in China's Guangdong province, also known as China's most populous province. And more specifically, I'm here at the Lianfeng village of Meizhou. We know that Meizhou is situated at the junction of three provinces, Guangdong, Jiangxi, and Fujian, but it's also home to millions of Hakka's people. For those who have never heard of Hakkas, it's actually an ethnicity group which were believed that their ancestors have migrated from central China to the south centuries ago. And they all share this same tradition, which is venerating the moon and appreciating the moonlight as they enjoy a family time, especially on this day of Mid-Autumn Festival. So follow me to this family, local family. They've been living here for their entire life. This is what they are up to on this particular night. Look at these this is three children of they are playing with their paper-made lanterns, and these two are grandpa and grandma. As you can see, they're peeling off the pomelo, which is a signature fruit. 谢谢，我们一会儿那个 This is a signature staple here in Meizhou. So it's a drastically different scene from elsewhere because we know that, as you can see, it's sweet family bonding time, and this is what Hakka people value the most, which is the family bonding time. And we are now joined by the house owner, Mr. Ling Wanliao, who is 43-year-old, and he just returned from Shenzhen City, China's southern economic hub, to celebrate with his family on this day. 林先生你好，我们跟您做个简单的采访哈，想问问这个中秋节对于你们客家人来说意味着什么 ？What does it mean for Hakka people in terms of this Mid-Autumn Festival?
客家人就是意味着团圆，团团圆圆，哎。
Reunification, that's what the word he gives. For Hakka people, Mid-Autumn Festival is about spending time with your family. 所以一天你们会做些什么 Can you tell us like what you do like throughout the day?
就是8月15过那个中秋节，就是早上开始就搞点那些吃的东西啊，哈。
A lot of food preparation starting as early as 5 a.m. He just told me that they were picking up those ginsengs from the mountains and to cook them in a soup. 除了准备一些东西，你们好像还会拜月啊、祭月有些。
拿些月饼啊，那些柚子啊，去拜月光，还有就是，但是拜月光就是以前的时候是传统来的嘛，是月光表示吉祥啊。
So another big tradition is to sort of this moonlight piety, which means to worship the moon, worship the Luna, the goddess, using all those offerings like fruits, like mooncakes, like other types of food, because moonlight symbolizes good wishing, blissful like wishes, and they wish the entire family good health and prosperous year ahead. 所以对于你们来说，更主要的还是一个家庭的一个团聚哈。对，尤其对您本人来说，您也是平时都在深圳打工。
哎，是我们一直都是在深圳打工，平时都是在深圳打工，就过年过节的时候回来就是这样。
平时跟您的孩子可能见的也比较少。
对，哎，
那客家人其实把这个中秋节看得比年还大。
对，团圆嘛，团圆圆，对。
整个村其实大家都非常重视这个。
是。
Well, he was just telling me that for Hakka people, Mid-Autumn Festival is actually bigger than the Chinese New Year. This is how significant it is. They told me, he just told me that on this particular day, everyone those migrant workers in nearby cities, they will return to their hometowns, celebrate with their family members. Like what we are seeing, it's very a peace and serenity scene. You can just they're eating their pomelos, they're drinking tea, like all very ritualistic. This is something they do every single year on this occasion. Especially this pomelo fruit, I want to mention. Look at just how juicy it is. This fruit is actually a staple of Meizhou. Each year, those counties, they produce thousands of tons of this fruit, and especially it carries this symbolic meaning that peeling off the skin means getting rid of all the disasters and bad luck. 哎，想问一下，你们在剥这个柚子，这个是每年中秋节都会吃的一样食物是吗？
是。柚子呢，是圆圆呐，圆表示团圆的就是哎，形状是圆圆的哎这样。
So this grandpa told me that pomelo, if we have a shape, look just how round it is, that it actually symbolizes unification, because Chinese people, you can call it superstition or not. This is what people believe, that eating something round and in shape would actually bring unification and reunion. So. 所以吃这个柚子也成为当地的一个传统，而且我们知道你们有很多种柚子。
对，这传统有黄柚也有，黄柚比较慢一些，红柚就比较早一些，白柚还有山红柚。
有很多种。
有很多种柚哎。
你最喜欢吃哪种？
我最喜欢吃红柚。
This is the red pomelo. There are of many varieties. Like he just told me that there's like red pomelo, white pomelo, golden pomelo, and his favorite is the red pomelo. 因为它这个口感可能比较
甜，比较酸甜的，比较甜一些。
对于这个中秋节，在您在这边村子里待了那么长时间，您看到一些什么变化吗？
村里现在一般就有习近平领导之下呢，我们村呢发展很多的经济的工作啊。
是不是很多年轻人都会回来，就是跟你一块庆祝？
对，过去也一样，也就像今年一样。
So he's telling me that the village has been developing very rapidly in recent years, and in fact. Just look at this happy family scene. They're watching TV, kids are playing with their lanterns, and grandparents are eating fruit, and it's a big moment. So we've been showing you what family life is like on this occasion of a Mid-Autumn Festival. It's truly a happy moment for every family member. And this is what Hakka people value the most, this family bonding time at Mid-Autumn. And as that later, after this broadcast, they will go out to view the moonlight. It's a pretty, as you can see, the sky has darkened, and they might not actually see the full moon this time around, but it doesn't really matter. Neither is the food or dinner that matters as much as the family bonding time. So that's all from me. Over the next 10 or 15 minutes, my colleague Zheng Yibing will bring you live in Beijing's ancient observatory.
Our reporter Huiao in Meizhou County in South China's Guangdong province to do the live streaming there. And right now, I'm standing in Beijing. Its place is called the Beijing Ancient Observatory, some 6 kilometers east of the Tiananmen Square. This place is really unique because back to 500 years ago, it was built for the first time and opened to the public. And this place is used for observing the celestial bodies like the sun, the moon, and the stars. Let's take a look at this quadrangle courtyard. Back in 400 years ago, it might be nested at a big family, but later transforming into this very special place. And let's take a look at this building. We want to find someone to tell us what it's used for.
Hi, sir. Can I help you?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm a reporter from CGTN. Can you tell us what this building is?
This is Zheng Palace, and it is the main palace in the observatory.
Okay, so sorry for your name. I'm Zheng Yibing. I'm from CGTN. What's your name, please?
My name is Yang Fan, and I worked here.
Good to see you. Good to meet you, Ms. Yang Fan. Ms. Yang Fan told us this place is called the Zheng Palace. We can come a little bit closer. So usually we can notice that there are a lot of people right now gathering here, observing the exhibits here. So what is inside this building?
The exhibition is about the history of Chinese ancient astronomy. It's about tell the people how the ancient Chinese they calculate the celestial bodies, their movement, the positions, and other celestial phenomena.
Oh, well, very interesting. So in front of us there are several statues. I don't know how to describe them. For example, this one. This looks like the instrument. Can you tell us what it's used for?
Well, this is a Chinese-style sundial. It is used to determine the time at night.
Determine the time at night. Well, previously I saw something determining time in the daytime. So this one is really spectacular.
Yeah.
And what else you can show us?
Yeah. Let's go to look at this. This is the armillary sphere. It is a traditional instrument to observe the celestial bodies such as the sun, the moon, and the planets.
How does it work?
Well, people can. There is.
So can we move it around and determine the longitude and the latitude, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I noticed one thing was very extraordinary because at the base of this instrument, I noticed there's a statue of 4 dragons, right?
Yeah, it's Chinese
Why
dragons.
dragon appear at this?
Well, dragon in Chinese traditional culture, it means the power and the authority.
Okay, I see. So what else, what other activities are being held tonight in Beijing Ancient Observatory?
Well, the observatory is open tonight, and the public can, and their families, they can come here, admire the full moon.
Okay. I heard that Beijing Ancient Observatory, because it is a secret place, it rarely opens to the public. So how many times in a year your observatory opens to the public?
Just 2 days a year.
2 days a year?
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's a really rare chance,
Yes.
actually. So how many people participate in tonight's event?
tonight is more than 200 people.
Well, 200 people. Actually, we're going into the long queue of these people. I had a question. What are these people doing here? What are they queuing for?
They want to admire the full moon. You know, people. The Chinese has a tradition that in the. Oh, it's too much.
I know that. Just a few minutes ago, we noticed a lot of the statues. They are made by ancient Chinese in the Chinese own style. But here, we enter into another sphere because all these devices are made by the Western countries.
Yeah.
This is a Western style, the telescope, right?
Yeah.
So can you? Well, this is a really big one, and can we try something?
Yeah. This is a reversing telescope, and you have to try. I will show you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, this is really big one. For
Yeah.
me, I have a very small
come here?
binocular, but this one is really huge. And how can I use it to see the moon?
Yeah, get close
Well,
to the
this is a
telescope.
little bit excited.
And,
This is a very big telescope.
Yeah.
Where can I put my eyes to?
this
Well, this one.
you can watch from this place
Okay.
and close one eye.
Close one eye.
Focus. You will see the
Oh, I
surface of
see.
the moon. It's,
Very big and
yeah.
bright and
The-
round.
the moon mare and the craters. You see. You
Okay.
see them?
Okay, so this is really interesting, and I see a lot of people are queuing here. They're for the participation into this kind of activity, and okay. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're joining the live streaming in Beijing Ancient Observatory. Please feel free to ask us any questions because there's a very graceful and beautiful lady accompanying me, and we are giving a tour in Beijing Ancient Observatory and to see how ancient people back to 400 or 500 years ago, they're trying to perceive the universe, to see the starry skies, something like that. Okay, I got some other questions, so could you tell us, what is this building? This is for?
This is the ancient observatory, and the ancient people they observe the sky from the top arrow.
Oh, so actually this is very core of your observatory, right?
Yeah.
So I had a question, when was this old castle, platform was built?
Oh, well, the tower is built in 1441.
1441.
Yes,
That
about
was
more than
what kind of
400 years.
400 years ago.
Yeah.
Or even more than that. That was, I guess that was a Ming Dynasty.
Yeah.
And that was a time when Chinese and Western countries began to communicate with each other through the Maritime Silk Road. Not only Maritime Silk Road, but also the Online Silk Road, right?
Yeah.
And so we are stepping onto the steps built from the very ancient times. And I got a question. So when was this old tower was renovated?
Well,
Last time.
the last time is 1980s.
1980s.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're climbing the steps. We're climbing the steps to the top of the tower, and I guess something there must be really, really interesting, fascinating. Can you tell us what do we see there?
Well,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh, well, I had a question because we have to stop here. And one of our netizens asked us the same question to us. Where are we and where are we heading to? Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing live streaming in Beijing Ancient Observatory. Tonight, there is a very special event is being held here. Some 200 people, including parents and their children, and other people come here to observe the Mid-Autumn Festival, the full moon tonight. And right now, after the tour in the Triangle Courtyard of this observatory, we're climbing this tower, the ancient tower, the very core of this tower, to see some mystical things, mystical instruments. That's the tour we're going to pick up. So, joining me now is Miss, what's your name again?
Yang Fan.
Mr. Yang Fan from the Beijing Ancient Observatory, and she's going to introduce something others to us all. Okay, carry on. It seems that I haven't practiced for a long time. This is how many steps here?
The steps is just 100. I counted before.
Well, there are only 100 steps here, but I couldn't breathe that actually right now.
Yeah, and the
So
observatory.
how long is this tower?
It's about 14 meters.
14 meters. This tower is about 14 meters high, and there are 100 steps leading from the base of this tower to its top. So please carry on.
Yeah.
And back to 100 years ago. Okay, so can we turn around and see what's other places here?
Well, you can see that's the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences and the that building is a Chinese custom. The observatory is about 3 kilometers away from the Forbidden City.
Okay, so well, this place is about 6 kilometers from the Forbidden City in Beijing, from the Tiananmen Square. And right now we can see we are actually halfway climbing the tower of the ancient observatory. There are altogether 100 steps. We can see the Chinese, the kind of social science and Chinese customs just in the neighborhood. But upon the top of the tower, what can we see? That still remains a myth, right?
Yeah. My colleague, Professor Wang Yumin, he's on the up area, and he has worked here for more than 15 years. I think
more than 15 years
15
years.
Yeah, I think he have many stories about the observatory.
Okay,
oh,
please
that's
introduce
him.
him.
Hi, this is the reporter.
How do you do?
Good to see you, sir.
Welcome.
Good to see you, sir. I'm a reporter from CGTN, and Mr. Yang Fen told me that you are actually an expert in this field, in this observatory. So we want to ask you to show us what this place is all about. Okay?
I have to go downstairs, and so you two can communicate yourself. So have a good time.
Okay, seems a very busy night for you. Thank you so much for leading us here. Thank you, Ms. Yang Fen. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Wang, I'm curious about this ancient Beijing ancient observatory. So what we can see up here? 你可以告诉我们这地方可以看到什么样的东西吗？
这个台顶啊，陈列着8件这个古代天文仪器。
Oh, I see. Mr. Wang told me. Well, there are actually 8 astronomical instruments were displayed here. 那么他们是在什么样的一个年代建造的？是什么样的一个状态？能告诉我们吗？What are the built and what are their status?
他们都是清朝建造的。现在呢，其中是1673年建造6架，1715年建造1架，1744年。
Well, it was built in Chinese the Qing dynasty. It was back in the 哪一年呢
？1673年。
1673年。Well, 6 were built in the 1763. 还有2件。
还有2件是1715年和1744年。
Well, the other 2 places were built later. And can you show us the tour?
我带你们先浏览一下。
Okay. We can have a glimpse of these instruments.
非常精美。它是因为中国古代这个仪器啊，它是一种，它既是天文仪器，又是礼器。还是精美的艺术品。
Okay, Mr. Wang told us all these astronomical instruments, not only the instrument for astronomical observation, but also the art of creation and also some other beautiful things, beauties in this world. So we have a tour following him.
我说这礼器的意思啊，就是它是由皇家把持的，是皇家的象征，所以它上面都做了很多龙。都有很多龙的纹路，还有云的纹路。
So Mr. Wang couldn't speak in English, so I have to translate. And he said that all these instruments, back to 100 years ago, they were managed, operated by the royal family or the emperors. So there are a lot of the statues or the patterns of the dragon were built here. So can we go further? Okay. We can go further and pick the step up. Okay. Okay.好的。So we can see there is a very special object here. And can you tell us what it is used for? 那么这个是做什么用处的呢？
这个仪器是中国最后建造了一件大型天文仪器。
Well, this is last astronomical instrument built by the Qing dynasty, right?
它是1744年建造的。
It was built by in the 1744. That was a long time ago.
它的名字叫基恒辅辰仪，英语是 New Amila.
Its name, I don't know actually. Its name is New Amila.
因为中国古代的这类仪器啊，有很多圈仪器都叫 Amilary。统称叫 Amilary， 这个呢又是新的，所以叫 New Amila。
As one said, all these astronomical instruments, they have the general name that is the Amila.
所以它是个中国的传统仪器。
This is a traditional astronomical instrument built by China.
因为这个清朝政府，他入主中原之后啊，他采用是西方历法， 用西方的传教士，来这个修订历法，所以就造了很多仪器。
So after the China began to have more communication with the Western countries, there are a lot of the missionaries coming to China. They pass their advanced technology to China, and Chinese government at that time adopted the Western calendar. So they built these instruments.
所以这仪器里有很多西方元素。
So actually, these instruments had a lot of the Western styles.
但是乾隆皇帝看了之后觉得呢，咱们还必须造一件中国传统仪器，所以最后就造了这么一件仪器。
So one of the emperors in the Qing dynasty said that we have to build something combining with our own culture, with our own elements. So they built the very last astronomical instrument built by the Qing dynasty, the last emperor.
今天是中秋节，咱们主要话题不是赏月吗？咱们就说观测月亮。古人观测月亮呢，用这个仪器，但是古人呢，他因为没有望远镜，所以只能是测量月亮的位置，就可以用这个仪器啊，转动这个环圈呀，这个圈呢，来测出月亮的位置来。
So let me explain. That's a very long story. Because back in ancient time, people don't use the modern telescope to see the sun, the moon, the stars. So they built this device and try to move the circles on that and try to detect the longitude and latitude of the stars, their position in the universe. Can you show us how to do it?
可以我们介绍一下怎么样去使用这样的一些仪器吗？如果可以的话 ，if we can use that。
这是可以动的。
哦。
这个也是可以动的。比如把它对准月亮，从这看对准月亮，然后就可以通过这个环的刻度测出这月亮的天上的经度和纬度来。
Okay, so Mr. Wang through moving the parts of this instrument, and he said he can detect the position of the moon, especially during the Mid-Autumn Festival tonight. But I'm afraid because this is really antiquity, and that was built back in 1770s. Well, that was a long time ago, so I dare not to touch that. Thank you so much, Mr. Wang, for introducing of this one. Okay. We'll see the very last object here. Right now, we see a very big globe here.
我想问下您，就是这个仪器啊，是用什么样的材料来建造的呢 ？What is it built from?
这个是用青铜来做的。
It was built from bronze.
那么它有多重呢？
这个它大约有1吨多重吧。
Well, the weight of this instrument is about 1 ton. That's really huge and heavy.
各个仪器的重量是不一样的，这个是个比较重的仪器。
Well, all these 8 instruments, they have the different weights, but this one is relatively very heavy.
这仪器可以说是这些仪器中最重要的一台仪器，它是一个中国天文学的象征。
Okay, Mr. Wang told me that this is a symbol of ancient Chinese astronomy. So this is one of the most important instruments in the history of Chinese astronomy. So I see this is a globe, and I see other patterns, for example, the dragon. But on the cover and the surface of this globe, there are a lot of dots like the stars. So can you describe it? How we use that?
您可以告诉我们这个东西怎么去使用的呢？它到底上面的话，这个小点都是做什么来使的呢？
这个仪器的名字叫 Celestial Globe，Globe 就是天球，就是指大球说的。
Okay, very clear. This instrument is named Celestial Globe.
它是用来演示这个天体的东升西落的。把这大球上大球等于天上那个标上那个星星的位置。然后推动这球转起来。
Okay, hold on for a second. Mr. Wang said this globe is to demonstrate how stars rising in the east and set in the west. But I don't know how to move this globe, how to demonstrate that. Can you show us? 可以给我们演示一下吗？
把它推动它转起来，就可以演示某一个时刻这个天体在天上的位置。
Can I touch it?
我们可以碰一下吗？
可以
碰一下。
现在锈住了，
it couldn't move because of the rust, because of the rust in years, so it cannot move. But back in 100 years ago, 那么可能在几百年之前，它是一个非常容易移动的一个仪器啊。
在100多年前，有音像资料，它就可以动得非常灵活的。
So according to the archive, the audio archive, back to 100 years ago, this thing could move, actually. Thank you so much, Wang, for introducing so many interesting things to us. I think that is the end of this tour, and hope next time we can come here for more exploration. Thank you so much, Mr. Wang. Thank you for all the things. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing live streaming in Beijing Ancient Observatory, some 6 kilometers east of Tiananmen Square. Tonight, our reporter doing this live streaming from 4 locations, Omar and Ms. Zhang from Yuetan Palace in Beijing, and also Tao Yuan from Chengdu in southwest China, Sichuan province, and also Huiao from Meizhou in Guangdong province. Right now, we come to the very last stop in the Beijing Ancient Observatory. Thank you so much for watching, and please follow us on CGTN app, on Facebook and Twitter, and also the Weibo. And as a wrap up, we're going to turn our eyes to the video clip to see how other people in other countries in Asia to celebrate this Mid-Autumn Festival. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.